is Richmond, and it's only about 30 minutes away. New York City is about 6-hour drive, so really close to some big opportunities. Our students will sometimes, over spring break, they'll actually just, go to New York City or take the bus or the train. Can everyone please mute? If anyone is unmuted, or IB, I know you're the host, if you can just mute everyone, that would be great. Thank you. All right, so yeah, our students will sometimes, we'll just, over spring break or over the weekend, we'll just plan a trip to DC. There are direct trains and buses that go to both of these locations. There's one that goes directly to the Maryland airport as well. So lots of easy ways for students to get there. They don't necessarily have to get a car for that. Now, what can you do in Virginia? Virginia is a big outdoorsy state. There are a lot of outdoor activities. There's a lot of greenery. When you're driving on any of the roads, you're basically surrounded by trees. It's beautiful, especially right now, because it's, as we're approaching summer, it's getting really, really, really beautiful. It's a big, we love our food. We love our local cuisines. So it's a big food city as well. And there's a river. I think there's still somebody unmuted. So if everyone can mute, I would really appreciate it. Let me see who's unmuted. I think ALTS Consulting and Ame Abraham. Could you please mute? Thank you. Okay, so yeah, we also have a river. It's called the James River. That's very close to us. And students can do, as you can see in the background photo right here, you can do tubing, kayaking, canoeing, all sorts of fun water sports activities. Virginia is big in history. There's a lot of history here. This was one of the first towns or colonies was founded in Virginia. And it was big in the Civil War. Half of the wars in the Civil War were fought here. So there are a lot of museums and just a lot of history if the students want to learn about it. And most of the museums are free, so it's just a fun activity for students to do when they're over the weekend or in the evenings. Now, let's talk a little bit about Richard Bland College. Really, what are we? Remember I mentioned we're a little unique, and what makes us unique is that we are a 2+2 program. For those of you who don't know what that means is that students basically complete the first 2 years of their bachelor's, which is year 1 and 2 at Richard Bland College, and they graduate with an associate's degree. And then they move on to one of our partner universities. We have 40+ different options of guaranteed admissions that students can transfer to. What that means is that RBC, Richard Bland College, has signed agreements with 40 universities in Virginia that once our students graduate with an associate's degree, we will accept them into year 3 and 4 of the bachelor's. They will still graduate with those 4 years. It won't take them an additional semester or so. It will still be the same time, but they'll just get to do it at a different university. Reasons why students should do that is because, some of these universities are some of the top-ranked universities in the country, like College of William and Mary, University of Virginia, Virginia Tech. These are all top-ranked universities, and they're extremely hard to get into, especially for international students. So with the guaranteed admissions at RBC, it's a seamless transfer for students. As long as they have the GPA requirement, they cannot be rejected. Whereas if they were to directly apply with the same GPA, same grades, same applications, they might get rejected just because they receive thousands of applications in a day. So this is just another way for students to get into these universities. Just a little bit of stats and figures about RBC. We are a relatively, let me go back to that slide. We are a relatively smaller college. We're only about 2,000 students in population, which, compared to other US universities where there are 20, 30,000 students, is pretty small. But why I think that is great is because, it's like a family environment. Because we're so little, we have so little students, especially an international student body is so little, that we are able to really concentrate on our students, on each and every student, and provide them that one-on-one personalized service. And international students, our students are young. They're 16, 17, 18 years old. This is the first time they're living away from Nigeria. They're living away from their parents. And it's just a lot of, it's a different culture. They're getting used to different things. So we try to make it easier for them. With small class sizes, it's easier for them to, ask questions. They're a lot more confident to do that versus if they were in a seminar room with 100 other students, it would just be really hard to do that. Another thing I'd like to highlight here is how affordable we are. If you compare us to other US universities, we are very, very affordable, less than $20,000 a year. And right now, this is very important, we are offering a $5,000 scholarship for all of our students that are joining us in fall of 2018. So if you have a student that is looking to study an undergraduate program but is looking for an affordable option for this fall, let them know about RBC because we only have the scholarship for this first year. All right, so remember I keep talking about the, the great service we provide our students, and that's what we call the exceptional student experience. What that means is that we want 100% of our students to succeed, and we've developed a program that revolves around that 100% student success rate. And a big part of that is our learner mentors. Now, learner mentors basically are guidance counselors. Now, each student on day one of orientation is assigned a learner mentor, and they stay with them for the 2 years that they are at RBC. They basically talk to them about, once they get there, they show them around the campus, give them tours. They help them register for courses because obviously they may not be used to, the American education system. It's very different than what they're used to, like the West African or even the British curriculum. So they help out with they help them register for courses. They help them build their schedules. If they want to talk about transfer options, we start talking to them literally about that since day one because we want them to be ready for their transfer partner. So if let's say there's a student that wants to go to College of William and Mary and wants to study economics, then we would actually, as a first semester, we would base their curriculum so that it matches the College of William and Mary economics curriculum. So the sooner the students know, the better. But, we always get students that think they want to study a particular product or a particular program, but then end up changing their mind once they get to campus. And that's okay too, because, you're young, it's your first semester, it's very hard for you to make a decision about what you're going to do for the next 4 years. So it's okay to change your mind. The first semester can be pretty generic if the students want it to be, and a lot of our students will declare majors in their second semester or sometimes even at the end of the second semester. Learner mentors are also, they all have graduate counseling degrees. So, if a student is just having a hard time and wants to talk to somebody about it, they can go up to their learner mentors. On an average, our students meet their learner mentors at least twice a week. So pretty often. They can also meet them every day if they want. But yeah, it's just a great support for students. It's almost like having a guardian on campus because they're really there to take care of everything. If they monitor your GPA, your attendance. So anytime if a student's GPA is dropping in a particular subject, they're going to call them and they're going to, basically tell them, let's figure out what the problem is. If they're struggling in math, then they might pair them with a tutor who might be a classmate from from their math class who's actually good at math, and then give them tutoring classes. Let's say if you are really good at math, then you can actually become a tutor and get paid for that. So that's another job opportunity on campus as well. There's a video here which I'm not going to play, but our team in Lagos would be happy to share it with anyone that wants to see it or wants to show it to other students. Now, student support services, this is in addition to, our learner mentors and our exceptional student experience. We have the student support services, and that's kind of where my team comes into play. That's where we take care of their international needs, which is, picking them up from the airport, making sure they get on campus safely once they're there, making sure they get moved in, helping them buy a SIM card, setting up bank accounts so you can transfer them money if you want. We take them to Walmart or Target day one so that they can do some shopping, buy toiletries, sheets, towels, pillows, things like that. And just, helping them kind of figure out the do's and don'ts of living in the US. It's obviously very different from living in Nigeria. So we just try to get them used to that. Any other services that they need, sometimes like our students just left for the summer. So some of them needed help booking their tickets, and I helped out with that, or really anything that they need, we help out with. I have students all the time stopping by my office, asking them what the procedure is to get a driver's license, or just help download the instructions. And that's kind of what I'll help out with. So anything and everything, any sort of international needs they have, we help out with that. We also have an international club that helps our students kind of it's not just for international students. It's an international themed club, so students can come and talk about different topics, but it's more based on internationalization. So these are just the degrees that the students can complete at Richard Bland College. Now, again, another advantage of studying at RBC is that they get 2 degrees by the when they complete their bachelor. They get an associate's from RBC, and then they get a bachelor's from whichever university they choose to transfer to. But just within here, they can transfer to so many different options. Engineering is an option, nursing is an option, business is an option. There are just so many different options within these 8 programs. The accommodation, of course, that is really huge for international students, is where they're going to live, and of course for the parents as well. Our accommodation is right next to campus, and it's actually apartment style living. Now Camilla can vouch to this because she's actually been on campus and she's seen the apartments, and she kind of fell in love with them. I don't want to speak for her, but I know she fell in love with them. But they're apartment style living, which is very unique compared to other US universities, because they're usually your typical dorms where you're sharing a bathroom with 40 or 30 other students, which is not so fun at times. These are apartment style living, so on an average it's either a 3 or a 4 bedroom apartment, and you usually have a roommate. So a total, there might be 6 or 8 students in an apartment, and there are always 2 bathrooms. So you're only really sharing a bathroom with a maximum of 3 other students, and they're all gender specific. So if there's a 4 bedroom, it will only be either only boys or only girls. And then of course we have a fully equipped kitchen, as you can see in the picture right here. There's a stove, there's a sink, microwave, dishwasher, everything. All the cabinets are there to store food. So if the students wanted to cook, they are allowed to cook. There are no restrictions to that. There's also a washer and dryer. So students can do their laundry there, which, is kind of a big deal because, again, in most US universities or dorms don't really have a washer and dryer. Students usually have to go down to a lounge where they have to pay money each time they use the washer and dryer. And, they have to step out of their dorms to do that, which can kind of be annoying sometimes when you're trying to study or just relax. So this is in your apartment. You don't actually have to leave your apartment. You can do your laundry just like how you would do at home. But odds are probably mom is doing it at home, so they will still have to learn how to do it. We also have dining options. We do require that our students get some sort of dining dollars. So our students typically get the 14 weekly, which is 2 meals a day. Of course, there are 3 meals a day provided at the cafeteria, but if they just want to do 2, that's fine. Most of our students will, they don't want to wake up early, so they'll just buy some cereal and bananas and milk, and they'll have that as breakfast in their apartment because there's a refrigerator so you can store food. And then they'll just have lunch and dinner on campus. Excuse Excuse me. So student life, just like any other four-year university, we have a lot of fun activities going on. We want our students not just to, concentrate on studying, we want them to have a good time as well. And we have a lot of activities, a lot of sports activities. We have a football team, a basketball team, softball team, tennis, volleyball, golf team. So lots of different sports activities, and we have a lot of international students participating in that as well. We have a lot of clubs, like I mentioned, the International Club, a book club, so lots of fun things for them to do. We also have a shuttle bus, a free shuttle bus that takes students from one place to the other. So obviously we are not, we're not in the middle of the city. So public transportation is a bit of a challenge, and that's why we offer this free shuttle service, which takes students every day. There's a different schedule. So one day they could be going to Walmart, the next day to a mall or to a movie theater or to the bank. So every day there's a different location on the schedule, but it's free of charge, and students can hop on and off whenever they want. And it's usually in the afternoons, later in the afternoons, when the students' classes are over. So this is just a requirement for students. If you like, you can look at our brochure. You can check with the girls about the requirement for the WIAC. But we do require that our students complete a high school at least, and have a 2.5 US GPA. Now, something I'd like to point out here is we don't really have an age requirement. So we can accept students that are younger than 16. So if you have a student, I know there are a lot of students in Nigeria that will skip a grade or two and graduate at 14 and a half or 15. And we are able to accept those students because we're a smaller college, and we have that one-on-one personalized attention for each student. We are able to accommodate younger students. We will make special arrangements for them in the residences. But yes, we can accommodate them. And I know that's not the case for most of the US universities, where at least there's a minimum age of 16, if not 17. So send those students our way. We're happy to take care of them. We also have an English requirement. However, if a student has been studying in an English-speaking school, high school for the last 2 years, actually, no, you know what, for Nigeria, now that I think about it, we would waive this off because English is a native language, so we can waive off the English test. But of course, the GPA is very important. Now, at this point, some of you might be thinking that we're a community college, and I just wanted to take a few minutes to actually kind of differentiate between RBC and a community college, because we're anything but a community college. Because you might get that question from your staff and sub-counselors or parents even. So RBC is actually a selective 2-year residential college. Now what that means is that we offer residences which community colleges don't offer. So as agents or parents, it's your responsibility to find a place for the students to live, which can kind of be annoying because they're new to the campus, they're new to the country, and then they have to find out where to live and figure out paying bills and stuff. So that can be kind of annoying. And we offer residences. We are a selective college. We do have a 2.5 GPA requirement and an English requirement, whereas community colleges will accept any student. Now, why that's not so great is because you are then in a class with students that have been failing, have really low GPAs, and that's just not good for students that want to be challenged because you're around not so smart students. It just means at RBC there are better graduation rates, better average GPAs, and that's what really helps with those rankings. We have a lot of clubs and activities available on campus, whereas community colleges usually are, it's basically like a floor in a building where older students that are working full-time and studying part-time go to study because, they were not able to go to college for whatever reason, and now they're doing it. But our students are typically between that 18 to 21 age range. So it's a very typical four-year university environment. Of course, the most important thing is our guaranteed admissions. Community colleges will basically say that you can transfer to any university you want, but most universities will not accept their credits. So that means that if a student has completed 2 years at a community college, a lot of their credits end up being wasted. So that's a waste of time and a waste of money, hard-earned money. With our guaranteed admissions, students don't really have to repeat any credits because we make sure that all of their credits are being accepted. Learner mentors are a big part of that because we're providing that service on campus, whereas community colleges might have one counselor for 700-800 students, and their caseload is so high that you have to wait weeks to get an appointment with them, whereas our learner mentors have a very decent sized caseload, so they're able to meet all of their students, and if the students are not approaching them, they're actually picking up the phone and approaching them, that let's meet up or let's talk about what your problem is. And most of our students are full-time. What you'll see in community colleges is that they are all working full-time and study part-time, and that's not the case with RBC. Now, tuition and living, I talked a little bit about our tuition fees, and like I mentioned, the $5,000 scholarship. So this is just the breakdown with all of the additional fees, insurance, health plan, accommodation, all of that. But if you were to ask me the total I-20 figure, that's about $33,000 per year, and that includes everything: your accommodation, meals, medical insurance, all other additional fees. And of course, with the scholarship, that would end up being $28,000, which is, of course, very, very affordable. Now, these are just some testimonials. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about this, but if you do want testimonials that you'd like to show to students, talk to our team in Lagos. They can share some testimonials. We also have a student from Cameroon with a really good testimonial that we can share. This is just a video about a testimonial, but again, if you want to see it, our team in Lagos can share it with you. But study options after Richard Bland College. This is really why any student would want to join RBC. Of course, all the other things are great, but if you want to join, it should be for the high-ranked universities. So remember, I mentioned high-ranked universities, and I promised you rankings, and this is just that. So we'll focus a little bit on our top 4 partners. So College of William and Mary is actually the second oldest college. The oldest college in the US is Harvard University. And the second oldest college is College of William and Mary, and it was, I think it was founded in like 1693 or something. It's very, very old, and it's ranked number 6 best public school in the country. So we have over 5,000 universities in the country, and ouch, that was loud. Is there anyone that's still unmuted? Dorcas, I believe, could you please unmute your, mute your speakerphone, because it's there's a lot of disturbance. It's picking up, the mic is picking it up. But yeah, so great rankings here, and we actually have a co-enrollment program with College of William and Mary. As you can see, we are Richard Bland College of William and Mary. So what that means is we actually offer a, could everyone please mute? We're hearing a lot of disturbance. Taiwo, could you please mute your microphone? Thank you. So yeah, our co-enrollment program is, what that means is that if a student has been at RBC for 1 semester and has completed, okay, IB, can you actually mute everyone since you're the host? IB? Okay, could everyone please mute? It's just Taiwo_DAC. There's a lot of disturbance from your end. Could I please ask you to mute? Okay, perfect. I think there's still some more that are, okay, I think we're okay now. Awesome. All right, so yeah, like I mentioned, you know, we have such a unique partnership with College of William and Mary. We're almost like a smaller branch of them. So we have a really unique co-enrollment program with them. What that means is that our students, after they've completed 1 semester at RBC, they can actually take up to 2 courses at College of William and Mary, free of charge. As long as they have a 3.25 GPA, they can co-enroll at William and Mary. They don't have to pay any additional fees. They don't have to, there's no other additional requirement. It's just that if they have the GPA requirement, they can co-enroll there. And a lot of our international students have done that. We actually had our first semester from last year fall, that actually started taking classes in January. So, and they really liked it. And this is a great way to actually test out the waters. If you're not sure you want to study at College of William and Mary, if this is the right transfer partner for you, then you can take 2 classes and check it out. We also have free transportation here, so RBC will drive you there and bring you back. So, students don't really have to worry about any of that. So these are just the programs that the students can study when they transfer to College of William and Mary. And then there's University of Virginia, even better rankings. This is ranked number 2 best public school in the country. This university was actually founded by a College of William and Mary alumni, Thomas Jefferson, who was also our 4th US president. He actually graduated with a degree in architecture from William and Mary, and then went on and started University of Virginia, which also has some great alumni. Tina Fey, the comedian on SNL, she is an alumni here, but as you can see, some phenomenal rankings. So being ranked number 24 among 55,000 universities is kind of a big deal. And the fact that our students have a guaranteed admission here is just, it's such a great opportunity. So these are just the programs and majors that the students can study at UVA. And then there's Virginia Tech. Now, if you have students that are interested in studying engineering, then this has a really high ranked engineering program, undergraduate engineering program. It's ranked number 16 in the country. But, needless to say, there are a lot of other programs that the students can study. There are a lot of different options too. As you can see, these are all the engineering programs, but we have a lot of other programs too. I think there are still some people that are unmuted. Unmuted. Can everyone please mute? There's just a lot of disturbance, and yeah, there are quite a lot of people that are on unmute. Okay, I think we're okay now. Thank you everyone for hitting the mute button. All right, so these are just the programs students can study at Virginia Tech. Lots of different options for them. And then there's Virginia Commonwealth University. So this is also a Navitas GSSP partner, but RBC also has a pathway to VCU. So if students wanted to do first 2 years at RBC and then go to VCU, that's an option too. This is ranked among the top 90 public schools in the country. So again, it's a great opportunity for students to actually save some money, because VCU is obviously, it's a 4-year university. It's a little bit more expensive. So if you go through RBC, finish the 2 years at RBC, you essentially save about $30,000–$40,000 a year. And this is pretty much the case for all of our partner universities. Remember, I mentioned there are 40 different partner universities. These are just all the universities that we have a guaranteed admission with. Most of these are in Virginia. But if a student wanted to transfer to a different university, they can. They don't necessarily have to stick with these 40 universities. It's just we have a guaranteed admission with these universities. So as you can see, our top ranked universities are right here. George Mason, James Madison, these are great universities as well. And if you go through RBC, again, you're saving essentially $50,000. Can everyone please mute? Dorcas, I think you're still on unmute. Of course, there's some affordable options here too. If a student wanted to study in an affordable university after RBC as well, then Longwood. Dorcas, can you please mute? Because we can actually hear you speak. Thank you. And then, you know, there are some different options as well. There's a nursing option. There is, if a student wanted a smaller school, even after RBC, they didn't want to go to a big university. We have smaller universities here as well, or smaller colleges as well. So there are just a lot of options for students here. And if you were curious about the guaranteed admissions, you can go on our website. It's rbc.edu, and if you click on Why Transfer or Why RBC, you will see all the transfer partners.
I saw this call. I just wanted to speak it.
Okay, I think there's still some people that are not listening to us and not muted. Tunde Ahmed, could you please mute? Thank you. Okay, so like I mentioned, lots of different options for students. And you can go on our website and you can read the articulation agreement. So the agreement, the contract signed between RBC and these universities are all posted on our website. We're very transparent about the transfer requirements, what's needed from the student, and what that looks like. So you can go ahead and read that. You know, if you have a student that's kind of skeptical and, you know, you're like, you kind of just want to know, basically you're kind of curious about it, what the requirements are, you can actually read the agreements. But that's pretty much it. Any questions? Feel free to unmute and ask me a question, or if you'd rather feel comfortable typing it in chat, you can do that as well. And Camilla, IB, the team in Lagos, feel free to unmute, and if you guys have any, if you guys want to add anything that I may have missed, please feel free to include that as well. So we're open to questions now. All right, I guess we did a pretty good job. I did a pretty good job explaining it. So I'm hoping to receive many students from all of you. Our deadline is not until end of July, so we still have some time left. Applications are still open. Of course, that $5,000 scholarship is available, so talk to us. What I'll do is I'm going to type in my the Skype ID here in the chat. You can add me on Skype, ask me questions if you have any, and let's see, that's my Skype ID. Hi everyone. But if you wanted to ask me any questions, do that, or you can reach out to, interesting. So somebody, Bukola, can't hear me. Can everyone else hear me? I want to make sure that everyone can hear me. Interesting. I think everyone else can hear me, right? I'm assuming everyone can hear me. But yeah, you know, come talk to us if you guys have any questions or a particular application that you'd like us to look at, or just send it to our admissions team. All right, so I guess everyone else can hear. But all right, well, if there aren't any questions, then thank you very much for attending. We really appreciate you being here. Okay, I see that there is there any other university that's offering nursing? So with RBC, you do have a nursing option. There's Longwood and Old Dominion that offers nursing. I think there's someone asking a question about VCU. Dorcas, I know. Okay, so Dorcas is asking me a question about a VCU application. Camilla, can you please do me a favor and reach out to Dorcas? Because I believe they've been waiting for an answer for a while now, and I think we know why that is. But if you could please reach out to Dorcas and just with a response about VCU. Camilla is on, right? IB, Camilla is on, right? Okay, I'm going to assume she is on. If not, IB, can you please, or Lola, can you please pass on the message? Because I think Dorcas is waiting for an answer. Yeah, I know, Dorcas, we're just having some issues with our GSSP program at VCU, and we just wanted to, I think Camilla or the team can reach out to you privately and let you know why that was. But I'm so sorry to hear that you did not receive a response. So Amy, was I able to answer your question about the nursing program? Okay, I'm going to assume that's a yes, but yeah, so RBC has a pathway with Longwood and Old Dominion, and we actually have a flyer specifically about our nursing program. Lola, can you please do me a favor and actually email that to Ame Abraham, because it specifically kind of gives you the program and the pathway from RBC to these universities, and how they can, do a bachelor's in nursing. All right, I guess if there aren't any other questions, thank you everyone for attending. I really appreciate you all being here. Good luck with the fall intake, and we'll all see you. Okay, so I guess Dorcas is also interested in the nursing program. So I suppose, Lola, if you could actually just maybe share it with the group, that would be great. Or maybe put it in a Dropbox. Dorcas, Dave, and who else? Dorcas and Dave and Ame need the nursing program. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. Have a great rest of your day.
Yes, Mom.
Okay, so how far? Hold on. Are you also not logging out? Now click one conscious degree for all of us. That will save data. You finished? By the time you log in, you already finished.
No,
How long is the position?
it's a short actually. She just reminded us that there's a 5,000 scholarship.
So that's finished. Look at me really coming out with speakers and not. Can you imagine? Okay. Can you look at your table?
Yeah, I'll fix it now.
Yes.
Oh yes, I could leave meeting.
It's actually not stable. That's gone off.
Oh, that's not.
The video, I can't say it again.
Yeah, that's our phone.